the whole year went by and I ended up gaining massive amounts of weight. I think I was 120. What happened? I made these plans for my life and I could not do them. But I'm like, I'm supposed to go out in public like this, exposing my body that I don't necessarily like. Yeah, this is going to be a fun time. It was off. Now we had to walk down with another female Reds, and boy, boy, anxiety is like working double time. Like, what? Okay, let's get back into it. One thing remained constant the whole thing is that I kept playing basketball. I kept playing until go to the end of the year. And then someone asked me, yo, why don't you play for the university team? I was like, me play for the university team? Man, I'm not athletic. I can't dunk. I can't do any of that. So why am I gonna do that? I just play socially because I enjoy it to release my stress. So okay, cool. It get to the end of the year, and I had made some friends, like some really good basketball friends. If any of them are watching, I love you guys. And I got to the end, and I saw one of the current coach now. Back then, he was the assistant coach. He saw me play, and like, hey, why don't you try out for the team? I was like, me. He was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know, but okay, sure, why not? And I did try out for the team, and I made it to the second team. I was considered for first team, but I think my biggest issue then was my fitness, because the first team coach did think that I had talent, but the fitness was always going to be a problem because our team didn't have height, but what he wanted was speed and intensity, and speed and intensity was not necessarily my game. So yeah, second year comes, and yeah, so I'm still not eating well. That's the one thing I'm still not doing. I'm still not eating well above and over and above everything. I'm still not eating well, but I'm playing basketball. I'm training. We're going to games. Like, I'm enjoying this, but it's like my basketball performance is not, it's not getting as good as I want it to be, and I attribute this to my athletic ability, and this continues throughout the year. And I think there was one Easter tournament we had in Mamelodi where my coach was sitting with I think a friend of his. I don't know if it's a friend of his or just someone that's part of the basketball fraternity, who says to me, you're a very good player, but it's just your body. And that stuck with me, and I was like, okay. So obviously now there's that. And that was April, and then I think we get into my 22nd birthday. I'm studying. I think I was studying for exams that time, but also bear in mind that I'm still not where I want to be mentally. And also, at the time, I was studying anatomy. Any what's this Tux Med student knows, second year anatomy is not fun by any sense of the imagination. It was bad, and like my eating habits had worsened because like I was doing terribly. Anatomy was kicking my ass. And so what happened was we continued with that, and I don't remember the date. I will probably see. I'll get it, and then I'll put a picture of it somewhere. So picture is now. Okay, it should have been there, but anyways. So pictures then, and so what am I saying? Picture, shit. So I have this idea because in first year I tried this out where I said I wasn't gonna have cold drinks, cake, blah 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 blah, a whole lot of things, and I failed. I had a roommate. If Luke, if you're watching this, shout out to you. The greatest roommate a man could ever ask for. Lovely. So he, like, I tried it out, but it didn't really work. I kind of failed at it in first year. So second year, I'm like, okay, let me do this. So I said to myself, because second year I really began using Twitter a lot. I said to myself, okay, how's about let me hold myself accountable by posting what I do. So I said to myself, let me not have food. Let me not have food that's highly processed in carbs, or highly processed carbs, yes, and things that are high in sugar. So I said I won't have that, because I remember back when I was in high school, a biology teacher told me that the best diet you could go on if you want to lose weight is to just eat protein and veggies, because protein already has carbs in it. So if you just do that, you should be fine. So I remember this and I was like, okay, let's try this out. So like, say for 30 days, do nothing else but eat that. My boy, was it not tough? Was it not tough? So also bear in mind that I would, every other day, mate, I'd get pancakes from the dining hall we had, Munate. And I'd have like 4 of them for like lunch, and like I couldn't have these things. I couldn't have like a Sprite. I couldn't have like anything fizzy, nothing. Like nothing for 30 days. It was tough to say the least. So one thing I figured, oh, and also I think I didn't mention this, that before this began, one thing I added to my diet was intermittent fasting, the 16-8. So those of you who don't know what intermittent fasting is, that you basically don't eat for a period of time so that your body starts to eat up glycogen stores, and glycogen stores are basically your storage of sugars. And then once the glycogen stores are gone, after about approximately 12 hours, then it starts to eat your fat as a source of energy. So I started to do that, and as I started to do that, I then added the 30-day thing. So I'd only have 2 meals a day, and the 2 meals a day literally just consisted of veggies and meat, and veggies and meat, and veggies and meat. And the only thing I would say that I drank with high in sugar was so when I went for training, basketball training, I had what did I have? Yeah, high in sugar. It was chocolate milk. So low fat milk or fat free milk plus like Nesquik, like chocolate powder. So I might have that, and that was like for muscle recovery. So I did that, and I managed to do it for 30 days, and I got done, and I was really proud of myself. Also bearing in mind that like I also tried to, while I was doing that 30-day thing, I was trying to like have like positive posts on my Twitter, and I'll screenshot this and I put it on all my social media, so my WhatsApp and my Instagram as well. So like I'd be accountable. So like every day people would see this. So it would be the me not wanting to disappoint, that I'd keep with it and stuck with it. So I'd post this and I'd post the positive stuff, not knowing that the positive stuff would be like half of what gets me through it, because the positivity really did help, you know. Yeah, the positivity really did help, and it really made things better. And like I started to think better about myself, and I persevered more, and I managed to finish the 30 days. And yeah, lo and behold, people are like, yo, Jay, you look so great, and blah 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 blah, and all these things. And I appreciate every single person that told me how good I was looking. I think at that time, I think one of the biggest people to point out to me was a friend of mine named Zico. Zico, if you're watching this, I love you so much. She pointed out to me, and like I was so happy about that. And I finally, for the first time in my life, realized that there's a way that I can actually lose weight. Out of everything I've tried, this is the most effective way. I was like, damn. So if you notice, the whole video I've been telling you that I've been doing this, playing basketball, what, but the one issue was, what's this? The one issue was that I didn't eat well. So I finally saw results when I started eating well, and that was the main thing. It was my eating got better. But also, so the 30-day one was really a big one for me. And I'll tell you why it's a big one, because I injured my ankle in a game. So we were playing a Tshwane basketball league game, And in the first game, and some people that were watching this will probably saw it happening. I think a ligament, like a tore ligament, something, I don't remember. And I was out for a month, and that was the month of the 30-day thing. So bearing in mind that all I'm doing for this 30-day, I'm not exercising, I'm just eating properly. So realization came to me at the end of this, and like, I didn't play basketball for this whole period, but I ate well and I lost weight. So I'm like, imagine if I did both. I ate well and I played basketball. Could have got better. So I think a couple of weeks after that, what happens is that I get better, and I get better, and there is the varsity basketball tournament comes up, and so because some of our first team players are not eligible to play, my coach says, okay, first team coach is going to be looking at some people to play, and then we've suggested ABC. So it was myself and two other guys from the second team that were said that we could play. And this was big for me. Like, I was like, this is like what I want. Like, this is varsity basketball. Like, this would be televised. Like, I would actually be playing and it would be on TV. I was excited. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I was. I think I even have like a video of us going to the hotel. Like, I'll add it somewhere. Okay, I'll stop doing that. But I like, okay, so I think I posted the video. Yeah. And we went to the hotel, and it was, dude, it was great. It was such a great experience, you know. I finally went somewhere because of something. I love basketball. It was great until we got our kit. So a couple weeks before, coach said, write your sizes down and then we'll do them. So what happened was, this was a 2-week tournament, right? So yeah, this reminds me. It was 4 people from the second team, but you could only have 12 people registered each week. So we had 2 second team players each week, right? And was it 2 or 3? I forget. 2 or 3, somewhere there. So what happened was, obviously everyone in the first team will get their own kit, and not everyone in the second team gets their own kit. You get whatever kit's remaining. So when I said kit, I said extra large because that's the size I fit in. Then when we got there was no extra large. I had to play in large. Yeah. It was tight for the whole tournament. And also the whole tournament I didn't really play that much because I was basically coming from second team. I was still a rookie, and this was giving me exposure to like playing in big tournaments. So yeah, it was tight. And the first game I played, funny enough, was our first televised game. Yeah, that wasn't fun. It was tight. I had to run out on the court in tight pants, a tight top. I didn't like it. Everything was exposed. I hated it. Hated every single moment. And after that tournament, I said, no, I'm done. I'm done with all of this. I'm done with hating the way my body looks. I'm done with not being able to compete with other people because I'm not physical enough. Like, I can't do something about it. I need to do something about it. So I said, let's go on the 40-day challenge, right? 45-day challenge. So the 45-day challenge, I wasn't as strict with myself. I dipped in certain areas. I didn't do as much as I did with other challenges. When I say that, I was like, so the 30-day challenge, right? I didn't drink alcohol and I didn't smoke weed. But then in the 40-day one, I did smoke weed. And so what I did also in the 40-day one is, if like I I faltered with the food, I just added another day. And I mean, the first day I faltered. Like, I mean, I don't blame myself for this. We went to the junior NBA finals in Rustenburg, and the only options to eat were chicken licken and fucking debonaires. So I was like, fuck it, let me have debonaires. Also, dude, I saw the Larry O'Brien trophy. Those of you who don't know what the Larry O'Brien trophy is, the Larry O'Brien trophy is the NBA trophy. So if you win the NBA finals, that's what you're picking up. Mate, that is what Kawhi fucking Leonard picked up when he beat the Warriors. Like, I was chuffed as hell. So that didn't matter. But I still went along with that challenge, and it worked out. So that was the second challenge I did. 45 days. I'm like, I'm not where I want to be. So you can congratulate me, but there's still another goal that's better than what I'm doing now, that I'm there for. So I said to myself, when I go back to school the next year, third year, this year, I'm going to do so much better. I'm going to work harder in everything. My academics, basketball, and myself. And that's what I did. I gave myself 1 month to fuck around. The January, I fucked around the whole of January. I smoked weed, ate whatever I wanted. But came February, we were done. No more weed, no more alcohol, none of that. We started. I didn't start immediately. February, I started. When did I start? I think I started the second or third. And that's the reason why it was 88 days. It was supposed to be 90, but I went to a house party and I drank. So I was like, okay, obviously now I can't start that. So we started, and it was 88 days. And so anyone who's been wondering why it was 88 days specifically, that's why it was 88 days. Because I just knew that I had to end on my birthday, which was the 1st of May. Because I had a vow to myself sometime last year that by my 23rd birthday, I have to be better. I can't have this thing of complaining, because I would complain about things so much, right? And one thing I learned was, or one thing, a motto I lived by was, don't get bitter, get better. And that really pushed me to get better in every single thing I did. Every single thing I did. So I stopped complaining about what other factors went into me not doing well, and I started pushing myself. And lo and behold, I started my 30-day challenge, or my 90-day challenge, sorry, 88-day. Okay, 88-day challenge. I started it, and I began, and it was in the beginning it was easy, because I'd done this before. I was being fine, and didn't eat breakfast. I continued, and I did this, and it was expensive, because I wasn't staying in res anymore. I was staying in alternative. I stay in the sports houses, and I had to buy my own food, and I had to cook for myself. So basically, what I had most of the time was chicken breasts. It was chicken breasts and broccoli, or mixed veg, whatever. And then when I didn't have that, on days when I got really broke, what I had was eggs, or Future Life, because Future Life was high in protein, and I had that, and that's what I'd eat. And I remember always telling myself that always have to keep mentally strong about this. And every time I had cravings, what I would do was that I'd think about, you have this craving now, you break your challenge, you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve, and you have to keep going. And I remember the one quote that came back to me so much was, if you guys have watched BoJack Horseman, I think it was in season 5 when he started running. So the monkey that was always running, because I think they had the continuity of that monkey. Was it a monkey? Yeah, I think it was a monkey that always ran. And then BoJack fainted, and the monkey came to him. He's like, I misquoted. I'll probably write the quote properly. It's like, every day it gets easier. but doing it every day is what's difficult, or something like that. I forget properly. I don't forget properly. Okay. But yes, that's what I meant to say. So that kept bringing in my mind that, I want to get better. I want to get better. I want to do better. So I was doing that. I was eating well. I was exercising. I think I forgot to mention that sometime last year there was this push-up challenge app that I got that helps you gain your strength to be able to do more push-ups. So I was still doing that, and I tried to add squats to incorporate it, because there was one day, I think when I had gotten back, the coach was like, okay, Jay, I see you've lost weight from your midsection, now you just need to work on your legs. And then I added that, and I added squats, and I added Chinese wall sits. The devil, the actual devil. It's terrible. Chinese wall sits, and I added all these things, and I tried to do them. And obviously, I wasn't especially when I was working out, I wasn't faithful. I didn't do it 24/7. There were days that I skipped because I got lazy and all that, and that it's what happens. It's what happens, but. Every week I start another week, and I tried again, and I tried again, and I tried again. And I kept going. I kept pushing. I had housemates that were in it with me, and they pushed me through each and every step of the way. So if Misho and Uko, you guys are watching this, I love y'all. You guys really helped through everything. They were there pushing me through every step of the way, and they would tell me, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you don't do that, and you don't do that. And they were also making sure that I didn't do that, and they would check on me and make sure, they were there. And yeah, I went through everything. I think the lowest point of my journey was, I think when I had injured my ankle again, sometime during training, I was like, shit, not again. Every time I think I'm getting here, something happens that puts me down. And I think one thing I realized, that my mentality was off, was terrible. It was now I'm blaming something else. And you can't be blaming something else, and you have to see it as, there's something that I'm meant to do. There's something I'm meant to change in how I think, and I have to think about it more positively. And I tried that. And I worked, and I think I came back to training about a week and a half. I got back to training, and I worked real hard. Yeah. So I put in some work, and I got back on the court. And as they were trying to get a first team, people were getting cut. They were getting cut. I was not part of the people that got cut. And it was getting exciting, because I'm getting closer to what I really want, being part of the first team. And at this point in time also, school's going well. I'm doing well in school. I have a plan with how I'm studying, and I'm studying accordingly, and my diet's working out. My clothes are starting not to fit. Also, that became a problem because my clothes weren't fitting. And I didn't have money to buy new clothes. And I also didn't want to invest money to buy new clothes, because I was like, I still need to get somewhere. So it was very awkward, and I'm still kind of at that awkward phase. And this is why this top is kind of literally slightly big. My favorite top though, make buckets, not friends. Motto for life. So I love it, but it's big. I think it's an XL. I'm not an XL anymore. And but obviously I don't want to buy clothes, because I'm not yet at a point where I feel as if, okay, this is the weight I should be. So I mean, I'll probably start a GoFundMe account at the bottom for people who want to donate money so I can have clothes. Shout out to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, more or less. Hold on.
Who are we supporting? We're supporting college.
Slight intermission, now we're back. I had to get the questions. I told you I'm trash at making this video, so yeah. Okay, so let's start with these first. I had a couple of questions, but I kind of grouped them all together. And so there was a question of, what do I snack on? Grapes. I bought a shit ton of grapes. I love grapes. There was also a point in time I had raisins. Raisins are also very high in sugar, also, but I had raisins. So it was a choice where it's like you have to, if I'm going to snack, but also I'd have the raisins like before I work out. So I kind of tried to rationalize that, but I had raisins. And yeah, grapes. It was, I think, yeah, my housemates know grapes. I fucking had a lot of grapes. I'll add like a picture of me buying grapes or a video. That's how much I love grapes. It was like grapes is what I snacked on like quite a bit. Nothing else. Chips, biscuits, none of that stuff. Didn't have any of it. Okay, then what else? Temptation. How did I resist temptation? Okay, so this is. I'll answer this in like a little bit of philosophical way. Every time I got tempted, I thought about where I've been. I thought about where I've come from. I thought about what I'm trying to achieve. And then I realized that if I give in to temptation, I accept the person that I don't want to be anymore. I accept the person that I am not anymore. And I give strength to who I used to be. So I had to tell myself no. So temptations, I said no. And I realized also that temptation is, so say for example, if I'm in the supermarket and I'm buying stuff, and you know how when you get to the cashier and they have like chocolate and all these stuff like around you, it was there, like when you have that, and like sometimes you just pick the stuff out, and the one thing I thought to myself is that if I don't touch any of this, it changes nothing. All it changes is it's like a 2 minutes that I would have enjoyed, and then I go on. So I said I can't do any of this. I did nothing. What else is there? What kept me going? I think I repeat this, that the goal I have in mind for myself, the person who I wanted to be, because I'm a person that holds myself to a high regard, and I know how to get there mentally, but physically had always been a challenge. And because I found a way to get there, I had to tell myself that I have to keep at this. I have to keep it going. And then also what also helped is that other people telling me that, yo, dude, this is you're inspiring me. This is so great, and you look so great. And shout out to AJKG Boris, guys I'm in class with. Those guys, bro, they'd come and tell me, yo, you look so good and everything. And I really appreciate that. And also, just a side note, this is not to say that if like you're big and you're or overweight, that's how I would have called it. Well, for me, that you don't look good. It's dependent on how you feel about yourself, and if you are happy with the way you look, right, and you don't feel as if it hinders you in any way, then it's fine. You're great. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like it. It hindered my ability to play basketball, and I love basketball so much that I had to make a change to become a better player. Because what would happen is that I go play pickup games, right? And everyone knew I was a good player. It's just my athletic ability hindered me. So I had to do better. Mentally prepare. I think because I had done the 30 and the 40, I knew what to expect. I just didn't know what to expect for so long. So I thought to myself, just take it one day at a time. Take it every day as it comes, and just think that when you go to sleep and you wake up, that's another day. And you keep counting the days like that and like that and like that. And that's what you have to do. Cheat days. Did I have cheat days? No cheat days. Also, I just went at one go. And anyone looking to do what I have did, it's not to say that you shouldn't have a cheat day. You can. and it's fine. And sometimes it's a good thing, like to reward yourself. Maybe after like 15 days, if you haven't done before, cheat and say you've done well, because rewarding yourself is a very important part of the process. I just didn't do it because I wanted to say that I did 88 days straight for myself, to know that I may have had commitment issues in the past, but I could commit to this and I didn't let something, make me cheat. So that was for my own self, and to know that I can do it, and to know that if I put my mind to it, my willpower will take me there. So that was that. Did I ever want to give up? No. There was never a point in time that I ever wanted to give up. Never. There were days where it's like, hey, dude, why am I doing this? But will I think about giving up? No. Because I know where I want to be, and I've been what I don't want to be for so long that no, it's time. It's really time. And what's funny is that this became less of approaching. I mean, it does affect, like it does help that, I think I look, the fuck? I'm outside. So yeah. It does help that, like, I think I do look better in my eyes. I think I do look better. But also I think more than anything, it's just that obviously now, because of lockdown and everything and quarantine and having to stay in your house and coronavirus, I can't play basketball. But I know that I'm in a better physical place. And also it does help that, like, I look better, so I can take pictures, because I did shy away from taking pictures. I would shy away from taking pictures, and people would send me pictures when I was big, and I think I'll if I can find them, I'll put them up. I hated looking at those pictures. I hated that person. I was like, why? What the no, I hated it. Absolutely hated the passion. I hated it. So yeah, that's what stopped me from giving up. Hold on. Oh, cravings. I think cravings has to do with temptation. So yeah. So that was my experience from doing the 88 days. I think doing it, knowing, I think the important thing is knowing why you're doing it. One, don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Know why you're doing it, and have the correct motivation. When you have the correct motivation, I don't think there's anything you can't do. And I had the correct motivation, and I was able to push through so much. I was able to say, nah, I have to do this for me. And so I really think if you have the motivation, you're pushed forward, or you were like me and you saw yourself on national TV and you saw the pants were too tight and everything, you didn't like it, and you're like, I never want that to ever happen again. Be like that, have your motivation. Think about it like that. Like, stop blaming other people for things you can change. So I said that to myself, and that's helped me. So if anyone's watching this, and I know a lot of people have asked, please, like, help me out and give me tips and whatever. And I tried to give, like, a whole explanation of everything, and I think there will be things I'm missing, but yeah, I think I have most of it covered. So if you do have anything, those of you who follow me on Twitter, Instagram, you can DM me, asking me whatever questions you need. I'll help you all the way through. Also bear in mind, I'm not where I want to be too. I don't have a flat stomach as yet today, but this bad boy is still around, so gotta get rid of that. It's slightly big, but it's flatter than it's ever been in a long time. I still want to get there. I can't dunk yet. I want to dunk. I still don't run as fast as I want to. I want to get to those points. I fit into size 36 pants. I'll show a picture now. I think it's also the picture I have in my initial picture. Those size 36 pants, I last fit into them. The first prom I went to in 2014. And that was the last time I fit into those pants. And then I fit into them again now. And I want to be able to fit into like smaller pants. Also, they're slim fits, so I mean, a bit smaller. But yeah, I'm not done with where I want to be, physically and mentally. But what I know is that I'm happy with my progress so far. I'm happy, but I'm not content. I want to do more and I want to do better. So for those of you who have gotten to this point of the video, I really appreciate you guys for watching all of this and taking your time out to listen to what I have to say. Once again, thank you to everyone who supported through everything. You guys really inspired me, and everyone that told me that I inspired them to start everything. You're really inspiration to me, because that's like, yo, you're doing something that people notice and they realize that if you can do it, they can do it too, you know? And that's really helped. So thank you guys so much. Yeah. Bye-bye. Don't know why I did that. I suck at this, but okay. Bye.